What it do, booty meat? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea All Shade after Happily Ever After Season 1 Episode 7 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously, meaning my jokes. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. So I asked you guys on my community page, what did you want me to review? And a lot of you wanted me to review this BET reality show, After Happily Ever After. Now, I've already been watching the show, so I didn't want to go back and start from episode 1. So I'm just going to start from episode 7. You all also named other shows, but I'm going to leave that as a surprise to which ones I picked to review. So get ready. I have some scripted shows that I'm going to review as well as reality. So I'm super excited. Let's get into the episode. So the episode picks up exactly where last week's episode went off, where Troy is going on and on and on about how he don't like Will and Pam being in their room together talking. Child. And so he say he don't like Will for Pam and he wants her back. He wants his family back. And Will was like, dude, you're not gonna disrespect me. And Troy was like, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. And child, he should not have said that, because that got Will activated. Will look like the Jolly Green Giant, and I do not think Troy really wanted that goddamn smoke, child, because Will looked like he was going to whoop his ass. So Pam makes it clear in her confessional that she don't want Troy. And I'm like, nigga, don't nobody want Troy. Don't nobody want to fuck with a nigga named Troy. The name Troy been played out ever since Waiting to Exhale. Like, nigga, I need for you to have several fucking seats, sir. Now you want her back. Now you want her your family back. Boy, sit your sawed off ass down somewhere. So Jeremy has been recoupled with a young lady by the name of Joanna, and he like her, but he don't like her like that. Like, he tried to make it work. They shared a kiss, but the spark just isn't there. He still misses Tina. But let me just tell you something. Jeremy is bae. Okay. I love that nigga right there. That is my type. If y'all ever wanted to know what my type was, it is a tall, skinny, lanky motherfucker with tattoos. That does something for me. He could be light skin, dark skin, caramel. I don't give a fuck. White, black, Chinese. I don't give a fuck. But if you tall, lanky, with some tattoos, woo, wait. Baby, that do something to me. Let me tell you something. I will take Prison Bae the fuck down. Okay? I will take that nigga the fuck down. He would not be able to pull me up off of him. Let me tell you something. Baby. So the next day, Nani sits down with her ex Justin and asks how are things with him and Shar, because she's noticed that, you know, they like on a friendship vibe with each other. And the producers show how he'll be off somewhere, Shar be off somewhere by herself. And by Shar, I'm talking about Shar Jackson from Moesha. So he was like, you know, we like to take things slow. She's comfortable with taking things slow. I don't really want to rush things like other people in this house and stuff. And I somewhat believe that, but then a part of me feels like the reason why things ain't really flowing between them is because of his hair. It's that hair. It's god awful. It's god awful. Like, what on God's green earth made you decide to take a box of Clairol and dye your hair orange? Because that ain't blonde, nigga. That is orange, and it's a mess. Then you decide to have your beard black, and then you decide to tie a bandana around your head like you Tupac. A part of me feel like he need to be waving a rainbow flag, because it's just something not right with this nigga. But I blame the lack of attraction on that man's hair, because it's horrible. It's absolutely horrendous. Then Peter sits down with his new date and apologizes to her for arguing with Tara the night before. And she basically tells him, like, y'all need to work that out. Y'all really need to sit with each other and go through things. But I'm looking at her like, baby girl, that should have been a red flag for you to keep it the fuck pushing and moving. Because listen to what this man was saying. He was saying to her, I don't like to see y'all together. I don't want to see that shit. It might be over for you, but it's not over for me, which says that he still has feelings for her. So if you still got feelings for her, then what the fuck am I doing here? Okay, y'all gotta start paying attention to what these motherfuckers be saying. And I'm like, girl, you still sitting here in this nigga face and then gonna have the nerve to kiss him? Girl, it just totally went over your head. That whole speech you just said was for nothing because you still in it. Like, make it make sense. So Jeremy and Nani are sitting at the pool and he is really struggling, you know, because he misses Tina. And I was like, nigga, you don't need to miss Tina. I'm right here. Okay. I am right here. I am into you and you can be into me, literally and figuratively. Okay. Catch my drift, boo thing. So then we see Amarachi sit down with Gary, who is from St. Louis, from where I'm from. And when she met him, she thought that her ex was putting them together to be funny because he was not her type. But Gary got that STL swag on him and he put that thing down on her and she didn't know what the fuck to do with herself and she found herself really digging him. I'm gonna tell y'all something. St. Louis dudes are a totally different breed. If you've ever read any of my books, then you will know. You can meet a St. Louis man that look like Gary or somebody that you wouldn't normally find physically attractive, honey, and he got that gift of gab. He got that talk, that swag, that aggressiveness, that cockiness, make you laugh. And you find yourself goddamn me in love and having 50 million his babies and fucking taking money out of your bank account and paying this nigga bills. So, she wants to know, however, if what they have is real. Is this really real for him? Because she needs him to step up to her ex from when they got into it, you know, a few nights or days before. And I'm like, what you mean you need him to step up to him? Like, first of all, I'm pretty much sure that was a few days ago in the house at this point. The man had already talked to Iyanla. From what we've seen, he hasn't been disrespectful to you guys. So what do you want Gary to do? Like Gary said in his confessional, that's the father of her kids at the end of the day. And that's not my business. Y'all are freshly, newly divorced. It's still a lot of anger and resentment and whatever there. And at the end of the day, like Gary said, for me to step to him, that means that me and you are in a relationship. We have solidified that. And y'all ain't nowhere near needing to say that that's my man and that's my woman. I need to check this nigga. Get the fuck out of here. She seemed like a silly ass bitch that like a lot of drama and ignorant ass shit. And you got to prove your love by checking a nigga. Girl, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up and find you a better bra. That's what you need to be worried about. Getting you a better bra. Okay, ma'am? So then we see Troy sit down with Pam and he asks her, has she ever thought about them being back together? Because he really is pushing this, I want to be back with you shit. And she was like, I'll be remiss if I say that I haven't, but I think we need to leave it alone, pretty much. And so he getting his feelings and he threatens to block Will. And she was like, if you do that, and when we get the fuck up out of here and you date somebody else, oh, I'm gonna make it hard for you, boo-boo. And he was like, oh, so you gonna threaten me? She was like, absolutely, yeah. And I'm looking like, nigga, why would you do that just because she don't want your ass? Like, niggas crack me up. They are so fucking sensitive, but they can do the worst of the worst of the worst to you. But you give them back a little tiny sprinkle of what they've done to you, and them niggas is in the fetal position, baby. So then Peter goes and apologizes to Tara for the argument they had and how he was speaking to her. And Tara was like, you make all this about you. All I hear is you saying, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like when you do this and I don't like this. She was like, just let me be happy. Just let me be happy, my nigga. And they start to argue once again because he get to talking about how he could have blocked the old boy, but he didn't. And she was like, do you really think that's going to do something? Because I think y'all fail to realize that, yeah, you can block a motherfucker while we in here, but that don't mean that once I get out of here, me and this man not going to communicate and be with each other. So make it make sense away, because it don't. So then it's time for the love them or leave them ceremony. And Bow Wow brings up how he heard that it was a lot of fisticuffs going on. in the house. And so Peter was like, it's hard to see our exes with somebody else and hugging and rubbing up on each other. And here go Troy ass in his leather vest talking about this why men don't open up. This why men don't share their feelings, because we always get told that we jealous and we petty. And Tara was like, if you don't shut your ass up before I throw an orange at your head, like, y'all need to get somewhere and have several fucking seats, because y'all are being jealous. Y'all are being fucking petty, because y'all can dish it out, but you can't fucking take it at the end of the day. Grow the fuck up, ladies. So we start the ceremony, and Nicole decides to leave her ex Mike because he stepped up to the plate saying he wants to give him another chance. But she was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. We have gotten to a really good place. No, sir. And so he was like, I agree. We need to continue to work on our relationship the way that it is now. Justin decides to love Shar, but says in his confessional that he's confused by the whole situation because everybody in the house loves her and he don't want to risk picking somebody else, and he already got a connection with her, and then that don't work out. Like I told y'all, he don't really like her. He don't really like her at all. He is wasting folks' time. Amarachi says, I need to know you'll go to war for me after what happened the other night. And Troy was like, I'm always go to war for you. Like, I got the tanks outside ready. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna love him. Girl, I would have told her bird ass, girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, you sound silly. Silly as hell. Please have several. Ugh. So, Pam says that she's going to love Will. Troy doesn't block him, even though he says in his confessional he feels like Will has a short fuse and he's not necessarily somebody that he would want around his children. But Pam said that, he hasn't really been giving him a fair shot. So Jeremy, of course, decides to leave Joanna because I'm there. He knew I was in the building and he wanted something real. Okay. Peter wants to love Thelma, but gives her the choice of picking him after what happened the night before. And she decides to stay with him. And I was like, oh God, you a dumb. So Tara says, I want him to be happy for me like I'm happy for him. Like, I don't know where he got to pull it from, but I need for him to do that for me. And she decides that she wants to love Winthrop. And that's when Bow Wow drops the bomb that the singles will be joining the singles party with their exes to find them a boo thing, because this will be the last singles party of this whole event. So the singles party begins, and Melissa is mad and irritated that Tina is there. And I'm like, why you hating? It's giving me you still got feelings for him. Because why do you care so much that he has this bond with her? Like, it's not making any sense to me. Amarachi and Tara are mingling, doing a thing. Amarachi is feeling all of these guys, these zaddies. But Gary is confident in their situation. Like, he wasn't sweating her. He was doing his thug thizzle. This dude named Cornelius, who was previously matched up with Nicole, is on Amarachi. And she was attracted to him too, but he was with Nicole at first. So she's vibing with him. She's feeling him and everything. And she says that one of the issues was with Gary not, like I said, sticking up for her, which I found to be ridiculous. And I feel like you gonna miss out on a good thing being fucking childish and also going for the guy that maybe on paper looks better to you, who probably 9 times out of 10 ain't shit, child. But anywho, so Justin and his fucked up haircut has really vibed with this girl by the name of Maggie. So he says now he's in a tough situation, but I told y'all he wasn't really feeling sharp in the first place. So then it's time for the daters to pick who they want to be in the house for the next 48 hours. And Tara says that the grass was not greener on the other side. She's still sticking with Winthrop, and he is elated. Peter chooses Thelma. And then here go Amarachi. It's her turn. Amarachi ends up surprising everyone by not choosing Gary. She chooses Cornelius. And her ex was like in his confessional that, I was just getting used to Gary. And here she go with this shit. I'm like, you niggas is so goddamn jealous. So, Gary took it on his chin like he wasn't pressed about it or whatever. Pam chooses Will. Even though Troy don't like Will. Jeremy chooses Tina, but I wasn't really worried about that because I already know what we got, the connection, the vibe we got. Melissa says in her confession that she isn't used to seeing Jeremy date other women in her face, so it's irritating to her. And I'm like, well, girl, get the fuck over it. Get over it. Y'all ain't been together in years. Nicole picks Samson and that rug on his face. Like, I can deal with a beard, but that's just ridiculous. You're never cooking anything for me ever in life. Who wants to kiss somebody with a whole pillow on their face? Like, that's just too much. That's just way too motherfucking much. That's gross. Justin ends up dumping Shar and picking Maggie because he says that he had a spark with her that he hasn't had in a long time, and Shar took it well. So Bao throws them a carnival party. With carnival, you dress sexy and all of that stuff. And everybody looks great. Jeremy and Tina are vibing, and he tell her that he can't wait to take her to his balcony and that overlooks the city and everything. And she just is smiling. And I was like, bitch, I've already been on that balcony, bent over. Okay. Now, he's polyamorous. I think I could be in a polyamorous relationship if it's a nigga like him, because I don't like to be bothered. No way, especially in this space of my life where we can have our time with each other. We can kick it. We can fuck, protect it, have a great time with each other. Then you go on about your business. I don't give a fuck who you dating outside of me. When I want to see you, we kick it or whatever. And it could be a whole vibe. I think I could do that with a nigga like him. Okay. Could y'all be in a polyamorous relationship? Let's talk down below. So Nani is freaked out because she feels like Maggie kind of look like her, and they somewhat are similar. They both light skin with curly hair, but other than that, they ain't really look like to me. But I could see where she was coming from with that. Troy then is talking to Melissa about Pam and talking about her outfit, what she got on for Carnival. He was like, our children have never seen her like this. I've never even seen her act like this ever. If she want to be like that, then be like that, but don't do it now on this show. This nigga is so pressed like a panini. Like, it's a themed party. It's a costume party. She has a cute shape. Get over it, sir. Like, okay, just because she a mother don't mean she can't show her body. Boy, get out of here. I could see if she had her titties out or whatever, like nipples, areolas to the wind, she was still covered up. She just had her ass out. Ooh wee. So he then, I guess at some point, ends up pulling her upstairs to scold her like he's somebody daddy, talking about, I look stupid out there, you walking around with a thong on as big as your behind is. And I would have been like, and what? You mad because this big behind ain't yours no more? I would have really pissed him off, baby. I would have went downstairs and been twerking, pussy popping on a handstand. Nigga, you want to be mad? I'm gonna make you big mad because, nigga, this is my body. You don't control shit over here, sir. Grow the fuck up, Troy. So Pam tells him to shut up. She goes back downstairs and Will can tell that she's upset, and she tells him that they were in the bathroom and Troy said that she betrayed him, and boy, suck a dick. So the next day, Jeremy brings the guys together to hash out their issues, and Troy apologizes to Will, and Peter apologizes to Winthrop, and everybody hashes out their grievances with each other. And then we see Nicole sitting down with Pam, and she tells her that Will hooked up with Joanna, who had been dating Jeremy in the house, and that the reason why he told Jeremy is because of bro code. Like, you fucking with her now, I just want to let you know that me and her fucked around before we got here, because all of the singles were put together at a hotel or whatever. Before the event, the whole show started, and they're staying at a hotel throughout this process. So Pam then asked Jeremy, did they sleep together? And he just put his head down, and she was like, oh shit. So she sits down with Will and confronts him, and he tells her that they fooled around at the hotel before the whole thing started, and that he didn't know her at the time, so like he was cool. But my thing is, you're coming here to date somebody, so why would you hook up with one of the singles? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. And so he says that they just fooled around, they didn't have sex. And she was like, if I find out you lying to me, it's a wrap. And she was like, and I'm going to talk to her to see if you're telling the truth. So I can't wait to see how this whole thing gonna play out, child. At that point, I just would have been cool on him. Because you're single, you free to do what you want to do, but if you're coming here to date somebody and you hook up with somebody literally before you get here, somebody that's gonna be on the show with you, that says a lot to me about your character. So I'm gonna give this episode A. I really truly enjoyed it. I wish I would have been reviewing this show from the beginning, but if they get a season 2, of course I will review. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.